What if everything you were taught about how life is supposed to go, school, job, home, kids, retirement, is already broken? What if the middle class, once the backbone of every stable society, is not just shrinking, it's disappearing? Today we're going to show you real proof, not opinions, that the middle class you grew up believing in is becoming something you only talk about in the past tense. In the 1950s and 60s, being middle class meant something almost universal. A house you owned, a car in the driveway, children you could raise without going bankrupt, and a retirement you actually looked forward to. Back then, more than 6 in 10 American adults were middle class, 61% in 1971. That majority wasn't just a number, it was a lifestyle. Pew Research Center. But here's the shocker. By 2023, only about 51% of Americans still qualify as middle class. That means in just 5 decades, the share of people in the middle has dropped by nearly a fifth. Investopedia. Meanwhile, the cost of the things that define middle-class life, housing, childcare, healthcare, has exploded. But wages? Not nearly as fast. Investopedia. And this isn't just in America. In Pakistan, where many families work hard to send kids to school and build a home, estimates show the middle class now makes up just 15 to 20% of the population, down sharply from decades ago. The News International. This isn't a trend. This is a transformation of society. So why is it disappearing? Let's break it down. Key Cap 1. Wages haven't kept up with costs. Middle-class jobs used to provide stability. Now, wages are flat while rents, food, and healthcare have soared. Key Cap 2. Housing is out of reach. In many cities, what might have been a middle-class income 20 years ago barely covers rent today. Key Cap 3. Education and debt. Students graduate with massive loans, and employers expect experience. But training often costs money students don't have. These aren't just inconveniences, they're economic fences that block mobility. Economists see something called hollowing out, where the middle shrinks while the lower and upper classes get bigger. Today, the wealthiest households hold a disproportionately larger share of income, while the middle holds less and less. Pew Research Center. You might ask, does this mean people are getting poorer? Not exactly. Some middle-class households appear to move up, but only because the thresholds are changing, not because their buying power is growing. Investopedia. So what once was middle-class security now feels like middle-class struggle. Listen to this. I make good money compared to my parents at the same age, but I still can't afford kids or a house without sacrificing everything else. I'm stuck choosing between medical bills and savings. At the end of the month, there's nothing left. Sound familiar? It's not just anecdotal. People increasingly report that even middle-income wages don't feel middle class anymore. That's because reality has changed faster than income statistics can capture. Investopedia. This shift matters because the middle class isn't just about money. It's about stability, freedom, choices, and security. When the middle declines, backhand index pointing right, fewer people can afford homes. Backhand index pointing right, fewer can start families without financial fear. Backhand index pointing right, fewer can save for emergencies. Backhand index pointing right, fewer can retire comfortably. And when wealth concentrates at the top, a smaller group controls more of everything. That means political and economic power becomes less about work and more about capital. If you're watching this and feeling overwhelmed, listen, this isn't predetermined. Economic structures can be changed. People can organize, demand better policies, push for education access, advocate wage growth, and build communities that support each other. History shows that when the middle class thrives, societies are healthier, happier, and more stable. So while the middle class as we knew it is shrinking, the idea of a middle class security, fairness, opportunity can still grow. It just requires action. If you learned something today, if this feels like your story, your parents' story, or your future, share this video, because when millions of people finally understand what's happening, real change becomes possible. Speech balloon comment below. Have you felt the squeeze of rising costs and flat wages? Tell us your story, we're listening. Bell like, share, and follow, because this conversation is just beginning.